and apparently no one got through. How is that even possible? Because the amount of knowledge or the skill set that he wants is not being properly delivered by what we are studying.
Hello and welcome to the episode 3 of Under the Hood podcast. With me is PRANAV SHANKAR, and today the topic of our discussion is there no scope for engineers or anyone who has just completed his bachelor's degree without MS in core company? Pranav, what is your opinion on this fact?
Actually, it's 50% true and 50% not true.
Okay.
So let's start with the fact that you have an excellent academic record and you're sitting for placements and trying to get into the core company. Let's take our college as an example.
Yeah.
Aether came for placements. He's a Bangalore-based startup company. At first, he told that he'll try to hire almost all the automobile students who are applying for placements, and apparently no one got through. How is that even possible? Because the amount of knowledge or the skill set that he wants is not being properly delivered by what we are studying. So it depends on that only. If we are able to satisfy whatever he is looking for, then there's a chance that you might get into a core company.
So, like what Pranav is saying is, right now the placement is going on, and a company that is Ather, which is a co-company of automobile, came to our college, and they were like they will take all the students who are sitting for placement. But when there was interview round, and this placement round and various round that is used for screening the students, there was no student that was able to clear those rounds. So the problem is with the technical knowledge that the student has. So what he wants to say is that there's 50% chances that it is there or it is not there. It is helpful, it is not helpful. What is the other 50%? Like this was the one side. What is the other side?
The other 50% is every engineer getting placed into a mass recruiters from either it be TCS or CTS, where he is currently satisfied with a 3 lakh package. I personally don't find it to be a proper choice to make, but at the end, family pressure and other situations, when you take those into account, an engineer is forced to join into a mass recruiter company. I don't see a future in him, honestly. 5-10 years, let's see that he is going to sustain in the same company, have say a secure position, but where is he going to stand? I'm an automobile engineer getting the, let's get into the fact that I'm getting placed into TCS. I don't want to be a coder in 5 years.
Obviously.
So that doesn't make sense only. So I think it's better that we do a master's in that situation. So yeah.
So, right. So, as Pranav made a point that what is happening is if we don't have enough skill right now, so what happens at the end of the day, we end up in an IT company and we get satisfied into that. We are not able to come out of that situation and we satisfied with the IT company itself. So if you're okay with that, then it is fine. But if you're taking co-company, then the first thing you have already kept in your mind is that you don't want to end up in some other company, because that is the main reason you have taken a co-company. In our case, if I have taken automobile engineering, I will want to work in a automobile company. So for that, we will need some extra knowledge that is required by the company. That is why masters is necessary in that sense. Now, do you think that there's a lot of struggle for someone who is doing masters outside India or even in India? There's a lot of struggle that the student has to face.
Yeah, masters as such comes with a lot of sacrifices and struggles. Let's take the process of getting into any master's program. If you're going to try abroad master's program, there are two broad spectrums. One is the US and Canada state. The other is the Australia, this thing, Japan, say England, and other EU 28 nations. There are two different sets of entrance exam for these. And for going into countries like Japan, Germany, and all, you need to clear their own language exams.
Okay.
Given the fact that we already are facing a time crisis when it comes to completing this degree, you need to sacrifice your extra amount of sleep and other things that you are focused on here. Let's take GRE as a prime example. It's one of the most common exams that everyone does. There are a lot of coaching centers here. I myself have a personal experience that the thing that they taught in the coaching centers is not 100% true, or there is no guarantee that the entire set of questions is going to be repeating, and even the pattern they follow is going to be completely different. I myself faced a lot of struggle. ILG on the other hand is a pretty easy challenge, but going to a country like let's say France or England and doing a master's isn't, I wouldn't say it's that easy, or getting a job isn't that easy when compared to US and Canada. Even that's the reason why we have more than 1.5 lakh immigrants going. every year to the US. Getting a job and doing a business degree in countries like Japan is also not easy. You need to study the Japanese language. We ourselves are not pretty confident with our own mother tongues. How can they expect us to study a foreign language and expect us to do a degree over there? Germany too. You can see a lot of people who are actually going to Germany and studying their masters, but there are only 29 international schools in Germany, and out of them only 9 teach in pure English. Even the others are a mix between English and German. So you again need to know the German language. I mean, it's good to learn the German language.
But we have to learn in that language. That will be a major problem, because if like it is different, like to converse something in English or in a different language. But if you are teaching me something, then you won't be able to express your feeling in the third language. That will be the major problem, right? That is what you want to say.
Exactly. The major problem is like communicating or expressing your feelings. Even your main idea that you have in your mind is very easy. Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. If that's the problem, then how can we cover the coursework in a foreign language itself? It's going to be a difficult challenge.
So what Pranav is saying is, going to masters is not an easy task. It has its own set of difficulties that one have to face. Like initially, when you are in your bachelor's, you're doing a bachelor's degree, and you have to in that stage only you have to prepare for your masters. At that moment, you have to prepare for your masters, so you have to sacrifice with your sleep, as he said. You have to work extra time. You have to work for both, for the your BTech degree or your bachelor's degree, and you have to, and simultaneously you have to prepare for going to some this external college, or like you for masters you have to prepare for that. So that is a major problem. Other than this, you have to clear a variety of exams, and those exams does not have a set pattern. They have definitely have a set pattern, but it is not that easy to crack that exam. And even if you start getting low score, you will have a shortage of colleges. Then you will have shortage of money. Everything that will be the factor. Other than that, you are going to some different country. You will have and the chances are you have to learn the language of that country. For example, if you are going to Germany, there how many colleges that speak that is only in German?
9 international
9
schools.
international school that only teaches in English. Other than that, all the colleges are teaching in German. So you will have to learn German. Then you will have to prepare for exam. So that is a very tedious process, and that is, and most of the students cannot go through this. Right? It will be a very big problem for someone to learn German first. Like initially in our college days, we are just given a hint of a foreign language.
Exactly.
But at the end, when we are going to some foreign university, it can be like we have learned French in our college, and we are going to Germany, so we have to speak German there. And even in that too, also, if you have learned German, you have learned a very basic this
the
set
A1 and B1 level.
A1 B1. So you cannot converse in German anyhow. No.
You
So
can ask for basic things like what is the
What
time,
is the-
what is the next station approaching,
Yeah.
can I have a cup of coffee? Basically, your survival skills will be established, but more than that, you can never develop friendship with other German people unless even they know a little bit of English. That's going to be a major problem. The same applies to even Japan, where they say that business degrees are free. It's a 5-year MBA combined with your master's in data management and business sense combined together. As such, Tokyo is a very expensive place to live in, and there are a lot of free programs. So the amount you save on like spending money for the fee structure is going to be compensated with the living cost.
Living cost.
It's going to be as expensive as US. And again, you need to know the language. Japanese as such are like very much against English. All their tech and products are always named in Japanese. So it's
They're
going
very
to be
patriotic towards the
they're very
language.
patriotic towards their language. So the thing of fitting in, taking these side effects apart, when you don't have proper set of neighbors or friends, you're psychologically you're going to suffer a lot. One, you're going to miss your family terribly bad, and the second thing is if you don't have a proper set of company, and if you get into the wrong influence, the second thing is depression is going to be a major thing. As such, one out of every 5 person in India is depressed, and the majority of depressed population is the students. As such, we know why and how. So that also is going to
So,
be a problem.
do you think, Pranav, like if I have taken masters I've taken masters abroad, and after I've come back to India, or even if I'm in the foreign country, is it there's any guarantee that I'll get placement? I'll get placement in a good company. I'll get placement in a good core company, or after doing masters, after struggling so much, after spending so much money, I'll again end up in an IT company, and I will end up nowhere. I'll like just roam around searching for job. Is it possible?
With the current state of economy, there is no guarantee that you
will
can
get a
get in. There's 1 in 10 chances that you'll get a core company even there. My brother struggled for, I have a personal experience. My brother struggled for 2 years until he got placed at Apple. So it's a huge thing. It's a huge dilemma. And as soon as you complete your degree, you're going to have this immense pressure in your mind of completing the loan. And dude, there are two types of colleges as such in the, let's take US into consideration. There are two type of colleges. One is the private schools and the other one is the public schools. Public schools will cost you less, around say $25,000 to $35,000. And private schools, the fees goes up to $150,000. That's 2.5 crores in Indian money for your studying and living expenses. And you know what? Indians are still going there. One in every 20 Asian student there over in MIT is in Indian apparently. And MIT is a private school which is damn expensive. I don't find any degree to be worth 2.5 crores honestly. And given the fact that it's just 18 months coupled with a 6 months internship, 2.5 crores. No middle class person
And
is
no
going
guarantee
to
for job.
no guarantee for job. US as such, they don't have what is called as these placement programs that we have. Companies don't come there.
Okay, you
They'll
have to
set up
find
these
jobs.
fairs.
Yeah,
So you need to basically
You have
sell
to present
yourself
yourself,
to
sell yourself
the
there.
company. So that is a major thing. Unless and until you are pretty much confident and you have learnt a lot of set and you have developed your skill set, there is no possibility that you are going to land up in a great job over there. Or perseverance is the key. You need to hold on to your core strength and hope for a better day to come up.
See, at the end of the day, even if you have taken masters abroad, what will happen is at the end of your graduation, after you complete your degree, first of all, you will have a lot of pressure. You will have to clear the loans. You will have family pressure. You will have society pressure that you have studied abroad. What about it now? You should get a good job. But the thing is, the foreign countries or society, foreign countries, they don't want some other country person to be in their country to fulfill their job requirement, because they already have people fulfilling their job requirement. So they will want us to come back to our home or our hometown or our country and again take a visa and go back there. That is also a very major problem.
Yeah,
Na?
basically every country has its own set of skill set requirements. So when you're going to do your masters, you need to visit this website called as skillset.org. So every country will have its like established list of people who they are looking for. For example, some countries might be in lack of engineers specializing in metallurgy and material tech. Some countries might be lack in engineers who are specializing in these renewable sources of energy. So you need to pick your country, choose that particular course in that country, and if you study, I might say there's a 50%, more than 50% chance of you landing at a core job. But again, the degree that you're going to pick should be in correlation with the bachelor's degree you're doing there. Otherwise it's going to be a completely haphazard form of education.
So at the end of the day, if you have patience, so you can definitely end up in a good job. I also want to share an experience. There was a friend of mine, obviously a senior, who did MS, did BTech from a college of India, and he did MS in from Oxford University. And after finishing, he had to come back to India, so that he can take job visa and go back to London and pursue his, like, take a job there. But what happened is, like, he was not able to get a job visa there. And when he was not able to get a job visa there, it has been already 6 to 7 months after he has completed his graduation. Now he was in India and he was searching for job. But the problem is he has already done MS. So he's, according to him, his standard has increased. So he won't take any normal job that a BTech guy will get. He won't take that job, even if it's in a core company. He won't take that job because his expectation from that job has increased a lot. So for that, so in that manner, he had to wait for more time. He waited for 2 years until he got a job, and that too, he did not got the job that he wanted. He just got a job for the sake of fulfilling his life, like, just to just for the sake of getting a job. He got a job. It was not like he got his dream job after studying outside. So that is also, you have seen any people like this, like,
Yeah,
who does
actually,
not.
my brother is a famous example for this. He started working at Samsung as an electronics engineer.
Okay.
Given the fact that his master's is in microtech, it's actually a processor-based thing. So he had to wait 2 years, do night shifts to like end his loan up, and he started like researching more on that, and he published his project at Apple, and Cupertino accepted it and finally got a breakthrough. So I think you need to have persistence, and don't stay at a company where you're not satisfied with your job. It's not going to fetch you that career satisfaction that you're not looking
But the
for.
thing is, after we have taken graduation, we have a pressure that is, we have to take a job because we have to clear the loans. So how we will do that? Because it is in ideal world, we should sit, if like, doing nothing, we should think. But it does not happen in real life, man. Like, we have to do something to do that. That is a problem, of course. Okay, Pranav, what do you think? Like, if someone has completed his engineering, specifically automobile engineering, if he wants to do masters, what are the fields that he can do masters on? What are the specific domains he can?
Actually, transportation sector as such is very huge, and you can never eliminate this out of the perspective.
Okay.
So let's not jump on the bandwagon saying that electric is the future. There is no certain possibility that
Possibility, yeah.
electric vehicle is the future.
Nothing can be
So
ruled out entirely.
nothing will be rolled out. Little bit of preliminary level of coding that you can learn from Coursera, and Google has this new concept under development. It's called as Waymo, where you don't need to own a car permanently. Like it's like Uber, but at the same time, a driver or a chauffeur or a self-driving car will come to your place. It will pick you up and drop you at the destination. You can probably join those. We have studied a subject called as auxiliary vehicle systems.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting concept. You can probably specialize in this hybrid vehicle technology. There is a course called as intelligent vehicle systems offered in Sweden. You can pursue those. Intelligent vehicle system is basically these auxiliary vehicle tech and how they are acting hand in hand to like improvise the vehicle experience. I would suggest any masters in intelligent vehicle systems or hybrid vehicle systems. Don't jump on the bandwagon saying that electric vehicles are the future.
And there's
No,
no
no,
scope for
no,
IC
no,
and
no.
all that stuff.
These are the statements made by people who
People
have
who
no
don't know anything.
aspect or look into the industry.
Yeah.
Have you taken a look at these roads first of all? Let's take them into consideration. And given the fact that CG requirements for electric vehicles are going to be so low, I'm betting 2 days you're going to scrape up the floor panel.
And the battery panel,
That's
you have to
it.
replace
It's
the
gone,
entire
it's
battery
gone.
pack. And 50% of the cost of the vehicle is of battery only.
Broader perspective, I'm going to say this: India as such is not a country where we have started producing a major amount of electricity through renewable sources.
Yeah.
Still we are burning coal only. So
yeah.
burning 1 liter of petrol in my
Yeah.
car to burning 1 kg
That's
of coal outside, I don't think so it makes a broader
They are
sense
just
only.
saying that we are burning it elsewhere.
Else-
That doesn't make
Smoke
sense.
is smoke wherever it originates.
Yeah,
It's the
that's
same. At least here we are having easier and other conservation systems to
we can just after
exactly.
treatment, we have an after treatment system, but there we don't have that also.
Nothing
They are
is there.
doing it openly.
Yeah, exactly. Just because it is being given up at a much higher altitude doesn't mean that it's going to pollute the environment less.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So, as he said that there are many streams, it's not like if someone is going to do masters, he has to do it in on EVs, electric vehicles. There are a lot of other fields as well. He said important among them was transportation is an important sector. Other than that, self-driving mobility, auxiliary systems in vehicles. So there's a lot of master stream which you can pursue. But again, the thing is, if you listen that what we are saying and you're doing that, that won't make sense, and again you will end up nowhere. So you have to think, you have to ask yourself what you want, where do you want to, what you want to pursue, what you want to study next, and then you will study, and that will make sense. Because he knows, if he that person knows, like if you know, like you want to learn about transportation, then you will study in that manner, and then you know the proper direction that I will, after doing my masters, I will come here and I will get direction from here. But if someone will just listen that, oh, transportation is good, I should do transportation, and after that he does not know anything, what should happen, nothing, that won't work.
Yeah, exactly.
That won't
That
work.
doesn't make sense only.
Yeah.
So these kind of people, the people who don't have a clear picture, I'm seeing the current set of population who don't have a clear. Everyone is doing data science. I don't know, irrespective of the branch of engineering, people are getting into data science. Okay, let's take masters. Data science is becoming a huge deal. I mean, there are also micro courses for data science. If this is the case, why don't you do something called as sensor based fusion engineering? It's a new stream of masters that's coming up. It's again basically your auxiliary vehicle systems combined with all these different types of lidar and radar sensors and implementing them in proper directions for a future, for a safer future. The ultimate objective of companies like Rolls Royce, have you seen their cars? They've started to launch prototypes for 2035.
Yeah, that's what.
Exactly. And their entire thing is focused towards autonomous mobility. They are not even sure about the EV fact, but they're pretty much damn sure about the fact that autonomous mobility is going to. They're claiming average speeds of 300 kilometers per hour on a highway. If that is the future, I would recommend you to do anything based on fusion engineering, like sensor based fusion engineering. Any multidisciplinary design field would do you a great justice.
What do you want to do? Like, what stream do you want to pursue MSN?
I want to do sensor based fusion engineering. I'm looking on that only.
And which country are you preferring for that?
I'm preferring US. That's my first option. But if that doesn't work out, then I have to switch streams to the England and other broad side. So I'm simultaneously preparing for IELTS and GRE.
So, is there any specific college you want to name here?
Penn State University is really good. Arizona State University is really good. These two universities, given the fact that these are state universities, the fee structure is quite affordable. And as Indians, if we apply little earlier and start to build up our profile, I'm expecting. I don't want to say a huge amount of scholarship, but at least a little one to satisfy my ego would do great.
And all these universities that you named offers this
They
courses,
offer all these courses.
all these courses.
Arizona State and Penn State University, Washington State University, and the other one, Long Beach, California. You can look up these universities. They
And
all
what
have
will be the
courses.
average cost of like doing this course?
See the average
In
cost.
Indian rupees?
I know in dollars.
Okay,
Okay.
that's completely
Okay. Let's say in dollars. It starts from 17,500 to
okay.
$35,000.
Okay.
This is the cheapest because these are all state
These are
universities.
the tuition. This is the tuition fees.
This is the tuition fees, excluding your thing.
Living.
But the thing is, you can actually get a job at the university. If you get a job at the university, you will get an average maiden pay of around $25 to $30. Outside job maximum will be $15 by like say sticking labels at Walmart or some other thing. But I don't think so. First year you will be allowed to work over there. So I think it's pretty much effective if you land a job at the university. Say, and you will be allowed to work only for 20 hours in a week, and say 20 hours, 20 multiplied by 30, and for 4 weeks you will be easily able to take care of your rent and other, provided the fact that you don't roam around a lot and spend on other stuff. You cannot as such do unless your dad's an Ambani. So yeah, that taking into account.
Okay. So Pranav, I think at the end of the day, it's all about patience. Other than that, we have seen people who is doing BTech right now, and they don't want to complete this degree as this degree right now, and they are planning for MS. So the thing is, if they are not able to complete this degree, or they don't want to complete this degree, or they're just doing this degree for the sake of completing a degree, then how can they do a degree outside? That is, they can do MS.
That's almost twice as tough as
Twice
the
as tough.
master, and
And-
their way of educating and assignments are completely different. They take them too seriously,
seriously,
and you need to like dedicate hours at the library to understand the concept. Here, as such, we watch YouTube videos and we write the same YouTube videos at the
and it
exam.
works.
It works because it's a simple concept. It's not as such
Something new.
mass.
We just mugging up and we're putting it
Yeah,
there.
even that you can deliver it that easily, and teachers won't care because it's the same word as the PPT as the notes. So it's understood that you understood the concept itself. You cannot do that in the master's program.
Yeah. So basically, here we are just doing it for the sake of passing exams or sake of getting a degree. But if you have made your mind that you have to do MS, you should have a clear vision that you will have to work, you will have to study, and you will have to put patience, and you will have to put hard work to get where you want to be. And even after putting all that, there's no surety that you will get a job. You will have to wait for it, and you will have see, at the end of the day, I have seen people who did not get job initially after MS, but there are hundreds of people who have just got a job after MS. There are people who have just got a job after MS. So that is not there's no denying the fact that you won't be able to get a job. But yeah, if you are really interested in the field, then you should do MS. If you are doing MS just for the sake that you don't know what to do after BTech, because there are people who are just doing MS or any field for that instant just for the sake of not showing people, just for the sake of doing something. If someone asks me today what are you going to do, I'll just say okay, I am okay, I'll do MS. That is a bad thing after all. If you're doing something just to do something, then that is bad. If you're doing something purposely, you have a clear vision, then it is a great thing, and definitely will get a job. So I think Pranav, that will be quite helpful for my viewers. Thank you for giving this interview. And do you want to say anything to my viewers at the end?
Okay, at the end, okay, let's say this. So don't get frightened by our views and expressions. And if you have the willingness to study, that is, you are very sure about the fact that you can succeed in the masters, and you have a clear interest or thought that this is the one that I'm looking for in my life, then go for it, irrespective of the country, place, destination. Because life as such has no clear defined rule or path that you should go in this way only to reach success, or you should go in that way only to reach success. Or if you have a clear business idea and your parents are forcing you to do a master's, go with the business idea because your heart lies there only. And at last, subscribe to his channel. He's taking a lot of effort. Subscribe to mine too.
Thank you, Pranav, for giving this interview.
Thanks,
I hope this will help my viewers.
Thanks, man.
Thank you for watching.
Thanks.